Hi, I'm Carmen DeGiovane, and welcome to HRS 5200, Assistive Technology in Seating and Mobility. So this week, we're moving on to Module 4, Mobility Assessment Process. But before we do that, I just want to talk a little bit about Module 3. As you recall, for Module 3, we were focusing on pressure management. Specifically, we were looking at interface pressure measurement tools, pressure mapping tools, and the Braden assessment, the push assessment. There's a number of them out there. But we're looking at the keys of how do you minimize the potential for development of pressure injuries. The key is really identifying the right technology, whether it's a seat cushion, a tilt system, a recline system, configuring it correctly, and using it correctly so that you're reducing those pressure injuries or the potential for pressure injuries. To help you out with Module 3, I hope you enjoyed the videos that I created demonstrating how you can use a pressure mapping system. And I also included videos about the anatomy of manual wheelchairs. We're going to talk a lot more about manual wheelchairs later on in the semester, but I wanted to give you some preliminary information to get you started to start seeing and observing how the seating systems work with the manual wheelchairs. And you also need it for your assignments. Last week we had a quiz. I hope you found the quiz to be helpful in your learning process, more so than just quizzing you on do you know the information. We also started another video discussion looking at Jeremy, or me interviewing Jeremy, and then looking at what his background is and what his potential goals might be. Finally, as sometimes happens, life gets in the way, and I ran out of time to create a quiz or an assignment, I should say, on pressure mapping. I still plan on doing that, but I might do that in a later module. So just hold tight on that one. Moving on to Module 4, we're looking at the mobility assessment process. So Module 4 integrates well or complements Module 1. So the Module 1 focused on the total assessment process. This just focuses on the mobility assessment process. The assessment process provides the foundation for selecting, configuring, and fitting mobility devices, which we will specifically address in later modules. The learning activities focus on reading Chapter 8, the mobility assessment for both undergrad and grad students, and then reading Chapter 16, documentation of seating and mobility assessment for graduate students. But it might be a good read for undergraduate students as well. Our assignments this week is we have a seating and mobility service delivery and assessment process quiz. Ooh, that's a mouthful. And so just to let you know, that quiz will cover material from both Module 2 and Module 4. Then we'll also continue with the video case study, looking at the environment that Jeremy uses a wheelchair in or might use a wheelchair in, trials, considerations, simulations. So I want you to go out and identify some wheeled mobility solutions for Jeremy, and then come up with a recommendation. So focusing on wheeled mobility. So we're basically doing the exact same thing that we did with Kelly in the first discussion post. And then, of course, grad students, there's a few of you that have to do a video case study moderation this week. In terms of cool things that are going on in assistive technology, of course, this week is the International Seating Symposium, so check it out if you have a chance. And then I saw a cool post or an interesting post or article on accessibility in tech. And Engadget does an accessibility in tech report card, and I provided that link in my notes. In closing, hey, go Cincinnati Bengals. I'm wearing my Chicago Bears hat because, well, I don't have Cincinnati Bengals paraphernalia, but I figure we're kind of in the same boat in that the Chicago Bears tend to be perennial losers, and, well, Cincinnati has been known to be perennial losers, and this year they're not. It's incredible. So go Cincinnati in 2 weeks in the Super Bowl against the Los Angeles Rams. I'm sure you're going to kick their Rams rear end. And as always, have a great week. Remember to keep an eye out for cool seating and wheel mobility technology that might be out there. And reach out to me if you have any questions. Thanks.